Hello students, today we will learn lesson number 1.5 Joan of Arc. The author of this lesson is George Bernard Shaw, who was born in 1856 and died in 1950, means he was the author of 19th century, who was an Irish playwright, means dramatist, and critic. Critic means who analyzed the whatever the document or a piece of literature. He wrote more than 60 plays during his lifetime, including major works such as Man and Superman, Pygmalion. Pygmalion, if you have read the Pula Deshpande's Thief Fularani, the theme was taken, Pula Deshpande has taken the theme from Pygmalion. And Saint John, which was published in 1923. He was the leading dramatist of his time. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. So this year is also important. Whenever you are writing any personal opinion about anything, you can use this sentence that he was the Nobel Prize winner. If you are giving any personal opinion and where it is necessary, you can use this sentence. Let us see. I have told you, I have discussed a little bit in the warm up also about the lesson. Let us see now. Now the setting and the content or the theme of the lesson is given in a bracket. Let us see that the war fought between England and France from 1337 to 1453. This date is very much important one, has come to be known as the 100 Years War, and so that's why it is called as 100 Years War. The date or the year is very much important one, underline that. Joan was a peasant girl. Peasant means farmer's girl, born in eastern France. So this is the setting or the area where the all the setting is there, all the story happened. Eastern France, she is from eastern France, who led the French army to several victories during this war. So Joan of Arc was the peasant girl. This play begins at the time when all the northern France and some parts of the southwest were under foreign control. So English army, English people, they attacked on the France. The English controlled some parts and Burgundians controlled the others. The city of New Orleans, one of the few remaining French cities, was held by the English. So New Orleans is the part of that is the name of the city which was held or under the control of English people, English British army. The year is 1429. So 1429 is the year when the all the event happened. Captain, so period will be 1429. They will ask you. Captain Robert T. Boudicourt, a military officer, is seated at the table. This is the situation or the setting is given here. His steward means the peon or the people are there who worked as a servant were called as steward. Stands facing him. So remember the names of the people. 3-4 characters are there throughout this play. Let us see, a part of that play is given here. Robert said, now that military officer said, I told you to throw the girl out. You have 50 armed soldiers and dozens of strong servants to carry out my orders, means to follow my orders. Are they afraid of her? Her means here the reference is Joan of Arc's reference is given. Now that steward servant said, no sir, we are afraid of you, but she puts courage in us. Very nice sentence, underline that, it shows that she is a courageous girl. She puts courage in us. She really doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. Perhaps you could frighten her, sir. Robert very seriously says, perhaps. Where is she now? Now steward says, down in the courtyard, sir. Now Robert goes to the window and asks the soldiers to send the girl up, means to the Joan. He allows, he permits to that girl to come up. The girl enters. She is a well-built. The description is given here. Strong country girl of 17 to 18 years old. See the age, how she is not that much mature now. That maturity age she has not got, but still her courage, her valor is very admirable qualities she has. The squire's glare neither frightens her glances. The squire's Miss Roberts glare neither frightens her, neither afraid of her, nor stops her. She speaks very confidently. Now Jones said, "Good morning, Captain Squire. You are to give me a horse and armor and some soldiers and send me to the Dauphin." Now she has demanded of something. She needed horse, armor, some soldiers, and she is asking to send her as the leader of the French army to Dauphin. Why Dauphin only? Dauphin is the city name. It will be cleared forward. Robert says, "This girl is mad. Why didn't you tell me so? You blockhead." Blockhead means stupid person. Stewart said, "Sir, do not anger her. Give her what she wants." Robert said, "I shall send you back to your father with orders to put you under lock and key." Now Jones said, "You think you will, Squire? But it won't happen that way. You said you would not see me, but here I am." Now she is giving a challenge to that Robert also. She is not afraid of any officer, any squire also. She is putting her opinion without any fear, without putting and using her all courage, all valor here also. Now they have asked the marginal question, why had Joan wanted to meet Captain Squire? Because she wanted, he was the only person who could give Joan a home, an armor, some soldiers, and permission to meet the Dauphin. And so she meet. Then next, Robert says, "So you are assuming that I'll give you what you want?" Joan said, "Yes, Squire. A horse will cost 16 francs. It is a big amount of money, but I can save it on the armor. I don't need beautiful armor made to my major. I can find a soldier's armor that will fit me well enough. I shall not want many soldiers. The Dauphin will give me all I need to free Orleans." Now Robert is very much shocked by listening all these demands, and by listening the courage of such a small girl, a very much teenager girl. Now Robert says, "To free Orleans?" He is shocked. How is it possible for a peasant girl to lead an French army and to fight with such a British people? And so shocked, that emotion, that expressions are given here. So Dauphin, who was Dauphin? The oldest son of King of France, the one who would become the king after his father. And let us see that where he was, it is declared further. Joan said, "Yes, Squire. 3 men will be enough for you to send with me. Polly and Jack have promised to come with me." Robert said, "You mean Monsieur de Poligny?" Joan said, "Yes. Squire Jack will come willingly," means by his own will. "He is a very kind gentleman and gives me money to give to the poor. I think John Godsave will come, and Dick the Archer and their servants, John of Honcourt and Julian. There will be no trouble for you, Squire. I have arranged it all. You have only to give the order." So see the tendency, the management, and the courageousness, confidence, whatever the all these very good traits of her personality we can see in between these sentences, how she manages each and everything. She has organized everything, prepared everything, and she needs only the permission from the authority, and that's why she came there. How she is asking for that, she is not asking for any luxurious things. She is not asking to save herself, to save her own skin, anything. Okay, that much valor, that much courage she has. Then next, the Robert says, means to his servant, "Is this true about Monsieur de Poligny?" Stewart says eagerly, "Yes, sir, and the Monsieur de maids too. They both want to go with her." Polly and Jack, we have they are referred about by Joan. Robert says, he goes to the window and shouts into the courtyard, "Send Monsieur de Poligny to me, will you?" He turns to Joan, "Get out and wait in the yard." Here we can see order is given to that girl. Now they have asked here, name the persons who Joan needed to free the Orleans. The answer for that, Monsieur de Poligny, Squire Jack, John Godsave and Dick the archer and their servants, Joan of Honcourt and Julian. These persons she needs, which all the answers are given in this passage here. If you can see or the observe, the answer is here. Then the next one, now Joan smiled very brightly because all the hopes are rise up in her mind, and that's why she is smiling a little bit. Right, Squire. She goes out. She obeys. Now Robert says to the steward, go with her, stay within a call. Within a call means if he calls out, they should hear him. And keep your eye on her, means watch her. I shall have her up here again, means I needs her here again. I will call her here again. The steward retreats very hastily. Bertrand de Poligny, a French guard, enters, salutes and stands waiting. So Robert says next, she says you, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her. What for? Do you take her crazy idea of going to the Dauphin seriously? Means they are not, that Squire is not ready, Robert is not ready to believe that she has the courage who will lead the French army against the British army with such less things, with such less facilities. And so he is asking. Poligny very slowly said, there is something about her. The very other people are also confident about her nature, and that's why the sentence is there is something about her. It may be worth trying. So they are also admitted that we will give a chance to that girl. Robert said, oh, come on, Polly, you must be out of your mind. Now they have asked that was the Dauphin fit to be prince and heir. No, not it. Okay, let us see a little bit further than that question. Robert says, oh, come on, Polly, you must be out of your mind. Poligny said, he is not moved. He is not moved from his views, from his whatever the approval towards the Joan is given. What is wrong with it? The Dauphin is in Chinon like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. The English will take the Orleans. He will not be able to stop them. Okay, so here the answer is there, was the Dauphin fit to be a prince and heir? No, not at all, because he was in Chinon like a rat in a corner, means frightened and had hidden himself. So no. Robert said, he beat the English the year before last at Montages. I was with him. Poligny said, but his men are caught and now he can't work miracles. And I tell you that nothing can save our side now but a miracle. Okay, Robert said, miracles are all right, Polly. The only difficulty about them is that they don't happen nowadays. Okay, so without the help of this girl, they are thinking that nobody is there, no heir is there for the French people, and we have to save our place, New Orleans, from the hands of British people, and this is the right person. Joan is the right person who can do that very well. Poligny said, I used to think so. I am not so sure now. There is something about her. I think the girl herself is bit of miracle. Anyhow, this is our last chance. Let's see what she can do. Okay, that type of assurance is there from that Poligny. Robert says, wavering, you really think that? Now, all these people, Paul and all these other officers are also able to convince this Robert, and that's why he is turning his tune and wavering. Still he is hesitating to accept all this, that such a small child will lead the French army. He didn't want to take any responsibility if they lose their battle. Poligny said, is there anything else left for us to think? There is no any chance there is no any alternative way from where they can get the help. So that's why they want to take this last chance in the form of Joan of Arc. Let's take a chance. Her words have put fire into me. Put fire into me means they have inspired. Her words, her personality, her traits are inspired. Our army inspired by her. Robert now gives up. Okay, you are as mad as she is. You are also mad. How is it possible to give such a responsible position to that child? That was the question. Okay, in the marginal question they have asked what was the squire's opinion about miracles. The squire thought that miracles did not happen in that time. Okay, next one. Now Pauling is also obstinate whatever he is asking. Now he is saying that I'm right. He is very obstinate. We want a few mad people now. See where the same ones have landed us. Okay, so they are mad. They are patriotic. In that sense, they are mad. They are ready to do anything for their nation, and that's why they are mad. Robert says, I feel like a fool still if you feel sure. That he is saying that if you are taking the decision, if you are handing over our army or the leading position to that girl, means you are doing a very foolish action, and I am sure about that. Pauling said, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. Means I am ready to do that, to take that risk. Robert says, do you think I ought to have another talk with her? Pauling said, going to the window, yes. Joan, come up. Now he calls her. Pauling gravely, very seriously says, be seated, Joan. Robert says, what is your name? Joan said, they always called me Jenny in Lorraine. Here in France, I am Joan. The soldiers call me the maid. So this answer is very much important. If they asked the questions or the para for the exam, definitely they will pick out this question. So different names they might ask you. Then the next one, see the marginal question, what did Robert accuse Pauling of? So Robert accused Pauling that he was as mad as Joan. Then the next one, Robert says, how old are you? Robert asked, the squire asked. Joan said, 17. So they tell me it might be 19. I don't remember. She is a illiterate person, and she is a girl, farmer's girl. So she didn't know about her birth or about her date of birth. Robert says, I suppose you think raising a sage is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow. You think soldiering is anybody's job? Now Robert is suspicious about her work and her activity, or whatever the work she will do in the further battle. He is taking the suspicion upon her courageousness. So as easy as chasing a cow, underline that, because they will ask you all the comparisons, why they have used all these comparisons and where they have compared with what, which things. So as easy as a cow, underline that. Joan said that raising a siege means whenever the people attack, surround from all the sides and attack, removing the forces surrounding a place. Joan said that I don't think it can be very difficult if God is on your side. Means she is really, this sentence, underline that, shows that she is a very optimistic girl, and she is saying that you will not be lose if truthful things or the God is with you. Robert very seriously says that, have you ever seen English soldiers fighting? Have you ever seen them plundering, burning, turning the countryside into a desert? Have you heard no tales of their prince, who is the devil himself, or of the English king's father? Now he is asking, he is worried actually. How is it possible to fight against the British army, British soldiers? He might have the experience, that much experience, and that's why he is worried about it. And he is confirming whether this girl has that type of courage or not, when they are looting, when they are plundering all these British people, when they burns all the people, when they make desert, nothing is there. If they fight with each other, all at that place, nothing left. Okay, so nobody is there to tell such a tale. Such a deserted situation happened, and still if she has heard all of this about the English army or not, he is asking, are you afraid of such a things or not? He is asking. Then Joan said, you do not understand, squire. Our soldiers are always beaten because they are fighting only to save their skins, and the shortest way to save your skin is to run away. But I will teach them all to fight for France. Then they will drive the soldiers before them like sheep. You and Polly will live to see the day when there will not be a single English soldier on the soil of France. And this was the very nice sentences she has used. They have asked in the workshop also to pick out the sentences where we can see the courage of that girl, or the confidence of that girl, or the determination of that girl, patriotism of that girl. All these sentences are, we can pick them for her determination. All these sentences show her determination, which I have cleared in the workshop as well. Okay, so here one very important, very nice phrase they have given: to save their skins, means to save their own lives, to save their own oneself, not for the nation. They have not the patriotism, and I will show them how to left our own life for the sake of our nation. That was the meaning, Robert says. One more question they have asked in the margin: why were the French soldiers always beaten? Because they would fight only to save their skins. That is the answer. Robert says to Poligny: this may all be nonsense, Polly, but short form for that, Poligny. But the troops might be just inspired by it, though nothing that we say seems to put any fire into them, means to inspire them. Even the Dauphin might believe it, and if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. Now he turns to the Joan and he said, now you listen to me and don't cut in, means don't interrupt me, cut in, underline that, before I have time to think. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon under the escort of this gentleman of 3 of his friends. Now all the alliance or all the other people are given under her leadership to him. Now Joan is clasping her hands. Oh, thank you, Squire. She is happy now. Poligny said, how is she to get into the royal presence? Now how she will reach towards the Dauphin to meet him? Robert said, I don't know. How did she get into my presence? I will send her to Chinon and she can say, I sent her. Then let come what may. I can do no more. Whatever was there, let come what may means, let us see what will happen, if anything will happen. Joan said, and the dress? I may have a soldier's dress, Squire. Now she is telling that what type of dress she will need. What dress did Joan want? That soldier's dress she need. Robert said, take what you please. I wash my hands off it. Means I don't want to take any responsibility of that. Decide yourself and take that dress. Joan said, now she is very much excited, wildly excited by her success. Now she has got the permission to go for the permission. Come, Polly, she dashes out. She again dashes out. We have seen that phrase also, dash out. Suddenly she goes into. Then Robert says, shaking Poligny's hand, Robert said, goodbye, old man. I am taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it. But as you say, there is something about her. Now here this sentence shows us that she is also able to convince the Robert, this officer also, and that's why he is saying that there is something about her. This sentence, underline that, it is very nice. Poligny said, yes, there is something about her. Goodbye. And that was the end of this little bit dramatic episode they have given here, which was really nice, and historical movements or events are attached to this, which is written by George Bernard Shaw. Here let us see the final marginal question: what made Robert finally agree to the plan? So when Robert heard her words, he thought her words were encouraging. If she could encourage Dauphin, she could encourage anyone. He also found the patriotism for France, her patriotism about the France, her firm attitude and courage made Robert finally agree to the plan. This is the very much important answer. Already we have seen the all the lesson here we have completed. We have seen all the workshop all the English warm up also, everything is done here. Please like the video, subscribe the video. If you subscribe the video, you will get the notification on your screen about my next updated latest video. So write down each and every question and answer in your CW. I would like to see that. Thank you.